The Kaaba. The Kaaba is the most sacred Muslim pilgrimage site in the world. This brick cuboid structure is located at the center of Islam's most sacred mosque, Al-Masjid al-Haram, in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. While performing their prayers, Muslims all over the world face in the direction of the Kaaba. Every Muslim visits the Kaaba at least once in their lifetime as a part of Hajj pilgrimage. The glorious structure is a brick cuboid made of granite. The Kaaba is approximately 13.1 meters, with sides measuring 11.03 meters by 12.86 meters. Inside the Kaaba, the floor is made of marble and limestone. The Kaaba was initially open to all pilgrims, but due to huge numbers of visitors the entry was restricted for the general crowd. The initial Kaaba had a door for entrance and another for way out with a window situated to one side. The present Kaaba merely has one door and no window.
Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is an architectural marvel made of white marble situated at the banks of river Yamuna in Agra, India. It was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. Led by the architect, Ustad Ahmad Lahori, it took around 22,000 men and 17 years to build the Taj Mahal. It is a masterpiece of Persian and Mughal architecture. The changing colors of the Taj Mahal, from a pinkish hue in the morning, milky white in the evening and golden at night when lit by the moon, are said to resemble the changing mood of Shah Jahan's queen. Around 8 million tourists visit the Taj Mahal every year. The Taj Mahal was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983. Owing to its dazzling beauty, the Taj is one of the most iconic buildings of the world.
Burj Khalifa. This 829.8 meters skyscraper in Dubai is the tallest structure in the world and one of the most iconic buildings of the world. The building was designed by Adrian Smith and the construction began in 2004 and was completed in 2009. The design of the tower is inspired by the shape of Hymenocallis flower. The building was officially inaugurated in 2010 as a part of Dubai Downtown project. There are hotels, residences and observational laboratories in the 163 floors of the building. Apart from being the tallest building in the world, it is also the tallest freestanding structure in the world, highest number of stories in the world, highest occupied floor in the world, highest outdoor observation deck in the world, elevator with longest travel distance in the world and tallest service elevator in the world.
The Shard. The Shard is a 309.6 meters high 95-story skyscraper in London, United Kingdom. The construction of Shard began in 2009 and it was completed in 2012. The Shard was inaugurated by Hamad bin Jassim Jaber Al Thani, the Prime Minister of Qatar. A project of State of Qatar and Siller Property Group, Renzo Piano designed the Shard like a spire-like sculpture emerging from the River Thames. The building has 11,000 glass panels and 56,000 meters square of glass facade. It was designed using energy efficiency in mind and much of the construction material used was recyclable. The building lodges residents, hotels, offices and observation galleries.
Cathedral of Brasilia. The Cathedral of Brasilia is a masterpiece of modern religious art in Brasilia, Brazil. It is the Roman Catholic cathedral serving as the seat of the Archdiocese of Brasilia. It was designed by Oscar Niemeyer. The construction started on September 15, 1958 and the structure was finished on April 21, 1960. After some hiccups and delays, the cathedral was officially opened on May 31, 1970 by Cardinal D. Eugenio Salles. It was declared a National Historic and Artistic Monument on July 15, 1990. The cathedral has a striking hyperbolic structure constructed from 16 concrete columns, weighing 90 tons each. The entrance to the cathedral is through a dark tunnel after which it emerges into a bright space with a glass roof. With its breathtaking design, it is perhaps one of the most iconic buildings of the world.
Casa Mila. Casa Mila, popularly known as La Pedrera, was designed by architect Antoni Gaudí for a wealthy couple Roser Sigelman and Per Mila in Barcelona, Spain. It took 6 years to build the structure from 1906 to 1912. The building occupies a space of 1,323 meters square per floor. The building was criticized for its bold and modernistic design when it was made. The building results many structural innovations which include self-supporting stone front and columns, and floors free of load-bearing walls and underground garage. The structure is made completely with natural stones and does not have any straight lines. The building is designed so that removal of any wall would not affect the stability of the building. Today, the building is the Fundació Catalunya La Pedra headquarters. It is also a cultural center for a number of different activities held by Fundació Catalunya La Pedra. It was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1984.
Notre Dame de Paris. Notre Dame de Paris translates to Our Lady of Paris. It is a Catholic cathedral which happens to be the official seat of the Archbishop of Paris. The magnificent monument is 130 meters long, 48 meters wide and 35 meters high. The construction of Notre Dame began in 1163, post which it endured destruction and subsequent restoration in many periods. It took its final shape as we see today in 1345. It is one of the most iconic structures in Paris and undoubtedly one of the most iconic buildings of the world. It is known for one of the world's largest organs and its immense and splendid church bells. The cathedral was one of the world's first buildings to use flying buttress and is considered to be one of the finest examples of French Gothic construction.
Empire State Building. Standing tall at 1,250 feet, Empire State Building is a 102-story structure adorning the Manhattan skyline. The building was designed by William F. Lamb. It took 1 year and 45 days to complete the building. It was inaugurated by former Governor Smith's grandchildren and the lights were turned on by the then President Herbert Hoover, who lit up the building from Washington, D.C. The building has 85 stories of commercial space. The other 16 represent Art Deco Tower. The building also has a 103rd floor accessible only by stairs from the 102nd floor. It requires special permission from the building management to visit this floor. The Empire State Building received a Gold LEED rating in September 2011 and is the tallest leadership in energy and environmental design, LEED certified building in the United States.
Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower, built in 1889 in Paris, was the product of two engineers, Maurice Coquelin and Émile Noguier. It was designed as an entrance to 1889 World's Fair. It is named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the tower. He was also the engineer and architect behind the tower. This iron lattice tower is 324 meters tall and weighs 10,100 tons. It is the most visited monument of the world, with over 7 million people visiting it every year. It took 2 years, 2 months and 5 days to build the tower. Originally intended to stand for only 20 years since its construction, it soon became one of the most iconic monuments of the world.
Sydney Opera House. Declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2007, Opera House is one of the most iconic buildings in the world. Standing tall at 185 meters with a width of 120 meters, the building was designed by Danish architect Tore Knudsen. His design was selected as the winning design among 232 other entries in an international design competition, 1957, bestowing him with a prize money of £5,000. Work started on it 2 years after his win, with 10,000 builders employed. Till the time it was finishes, the cost of the project reached $102 million Australian dollars. The formal inauguration of the building took place on October 20, 1973. Paul Robeson was the first person to perform at the Sydney Opera House in 1960. The first opera performed at the house was Sergei Prokofiev's War and Peace, on September 28, 1973. Around 30,000 events take place here every year, visited by around 8 million people.